So tell me about Sports Night, because I don't know anything about it.
Sports Night, at least in its origination, was 5 nights of sports activities for every girl in the entire school. It gave everyone an opportunity to participate in something. We spent months, I should say even in my years, but in their years, I'm sure they spent months and months preparing. It also involved the arts department for decorations. It involved the music department for the 2 jazz bands. And it was 5 nights of competition where if you had a specialty like tap or ballet or modern dance, you were allowed to show off basically your skills in a sort of specialty dance, and then you would have as a background probably an entire gym class that had learned modern or ballet enough to kind of back you up in your sport. There were probably somewhere between 10 and 15 different things that they competed for in which they won a point, and each night they were judged by 3 or 4 judges in the stands, and at the end of the 5 nights, whichever team had the most points won, and it was quite prestigious to win. There was a black and red team.
Right. So it wasn't an individual competition, it was for the team.
It was for the team, yes. There were cheerleaders, there was everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was a long tradition?
It was a very long tradition, yes. I think since the school originated, actually. And my understanding, one of the first high schools in the area certainly to do it, and during the 60s and 70s, a lot of local high schools ended up copying it as an idea.
Right.
Something good, you know, in terms of participation, because they made every one of us in gym class. We all learned at least some, you know, you had to pick which dance you were going to learn, or they just assigned, you know, an entire gym class, you will learn that particular dance, and that's what you're doing. So.
I don't know if you know the history or how it works, but when we went to Trenton High, it was 10th, 11th, and 12th grades. 10th grade, and all the girls were on either a red team or a black team, which is colors of the school. We didn't get to choose unless we had someone in the family who was either on the black team or the red team, and that was the team that we preferred. Otherwise, it was, you know, assigned. So as a 10th grade student, we were in main numbers. Main numbers were with a lot of girls, and then there was a specialty number after the main number. Specialty number was specifically around, I think, around 10 or 12 girls. And like I said, that was after the main number. For different things such as cheerleading, obstacle races, folk dancing, modern dancing, tap dancing, all different kinds of numbers. And then as a junior, you could be a specialty, on a specialty. As a senior, you could be on a specialty, head of specialty. At the end of each number, we would have judges, and the judges would vote for who won that particular number, that particular night. And we had a flag bearer who would come out in the middle of the gymnasium, and she had a red flag and a black flag, and she knew who won that specific number, and she would just fool around with them for a bit and make us nervous, and then raise whichever flag it was that won the specialty number that night, or that number that night. And then the captain would go and grab the flag and run around, and everybody was cheering and everybody was happy and so on. So it went, you know, it went back. And I ran as a senior for black team captain. I was on the black team, of course, for the 10th and 12th, 11th and 12th years. And we had a whole session of time period of promoting what we would do and how we would do for the team. And then we had the vote, and thankfully, I was elected black team captain, 67, and my 15 minutes of fame, I loved it. It was great, but it was really great because the girls had such a camaraderie, and it didn't matter if you were red team or black team. It really didn't. I mean, of course, we had that friendly competition, and at times it got probably heated, but it was never a bad competition. It was always just a lot of fun, support, caring. It was an extravaganza. We had 5 nights of hard work. We prepared, I think, from October. We started in October, I think, preparing. And the sports night itself was 5 nights in March. And every night was the same show, and as hard as we could put everything into it. So it went, it went back and forth, and it was, again, great as far as the whole extravaganza went. It was the last original sports night, the 5 nights, the last one in '67. And again, I'm proud to say, nothing against the red team, but black team won by the greatest margin ever in the history of sports night. And that's about it. Different. We had that year, our modern dance was very, very different, and maybe even a little ahead of their time, because it really was modern. And in '67, modern was not really modern, but it really was. It was the leader was the specialty head was like a sun goddess, and she had a form-fitting gold outfit on, and it was really spectacular. I thought it was phenomenal. Although it was a little, I think, controversial for the judges, but it was fun. And they had different things. Like I said, the folk dancing, the tap dancing. Our tap dancers were toy soldiers. They actually were in a big toy box to begin with, and then did their number. And I'm flashing back. I don't recall everything, but I do, like I said, recall that the girls were just so close. And also, I have to mention the guys. The guys did the props, the guys did the lighting, and the guys were our band leaders. My black team band leader was Jim Moses, who is in the area. He's in Hamilton, and he has, in fact, the original program from the sports night. And he and Chet Pascarella was the red team band leader. And so they had, like I said, their bands, and we had all kinds of good times.
Well, actually, I was the leader of the black band in 1951, and the memorabilia I brought in was various pictures and articles, and a band letter, and I think it covers it. Yeah.
And what was all that?
We were elected. The entire band chose two guys to be the leaders of the band, one red, one black. We, in turn, after we were elected, sat down together and selected the players that we wanted in our band, and sometimes we disagreed, but most of the time it was pretty cut and dried as who wanted to play in what band and who we wanted in the band. So it worked out smoothly, really. The only music we chose was the opening number and the featured number that we got judged on. The opening number was just to get the audience warmed up. The featured number was actually part of the show. The girls got a point for the band's performance each night. And we were fortunate enough to win 3 of the 5 nights, so that put us on top. As a matter of fact, the band point was the final point that the black team earned on that Friday night, the last night. After that, the red team scored the remaining points. However, they were still 1 short, and so we felt very, very good about that.
The sports night, right?
The boys in the band, yes, but there were some boys who handled the props that brought them in and out, and I think that was the extent of the boys' participation. Yes, we accompanied them all of their routines.
So you had to practice a lot.
Oh, we did. We did a lot of practicing on our own. Theoretically, we're not supposed to practice outside of school, but we did. I mean, we practiced every chance we got. Usually it was every Saturday for maybe 5 or 6 hours, and then we would have section practices at night and so on. When it came time to rehearse the show, and this part of it got a little bit of criticism, we actually were excused from class for maybe a whole week. The week of the show, most definitely, because there was a rehearsal. Even though the show was at night, we rehearsed during the day as well, at least briefly. But it's one of the most memorable times of my life. I mean, I enjoyed it, and everyone I spoke to since I have seen, over the years, that's the first thing that they talk about, sports night and how great it was.
The intensity of the feeling.
Yeah, and I think that was primarily responsible for my career in music, because I became a music teacher. As well as a musician, I did a lot of playing, and I still do.
At this time, it is my very great pleasure to introduce our mistress and master of ceremonies for this evening, the very lovely Miss Catherine Johnson and the very distinguished Mr. Dwayne Barrett.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sports Night 95!
The TrentonCentral High School Red and Black teams have been working diligently over the past several months and are ecstatic about delivering a show that is packed with energy, excitement, and fun. My name is Catherine Johnson.
And my name is Dwayne Barrett.
And we are honored to be serving as your mistress
and masters
of ceremonies for this year's show. This year's competitive events include cover design, decorations, cheerleading, marching, aerobic dance, modern dance, tap, and video dance. Furthermore, the red and black teams are prepared to thrill you with great novelty and obstacle races, as well as a thrilling competition in volleyball.
So get ready in your seats, and everybody stay psyched, because TrentonCentral High School students are going to blast you back into the past and into Sports Night 95.
I present the red team captains, Ida Sababu and Kendrick Davis, who are dressed in a psychedelic 60s style, and black team captains, Desolate Jolly and Arthur Esau, who are dressed like the Flintstones of the Stone Age.
The winner of the modern dance event is the black team. The winner of the first volleyball game for tonight is the black team. Right now, please give a big round of applause to the red team.
Participate in our finale, which is the singing of Trenton Central High School school song.